Okay, this is our week 6 presentation of a WebEx meeting. I've got two other participants, Susan Free, Barbara Scott, no relation to Michael, and Robbie the Robot. So we're ready to get started with the presentation. So I'm going to put in my share the multimedia, and I'm going to share the presentation of screen 1. So I'm going to share my whole screen so everybody can see how great everything looks. There we go. And I bet, can you see the screen yet, Sue? It's yeah, it's booting up. I've got my screen just went all blue until it decides it wants to play. It takes WebEx is, I don't know if you've ever used it before. I haven't. It seems to be a little slow. So it takes about a second. Yay! And someday it'll show me that I can see you guys. Let's see, there's me, you, that. And let's go to slideshow. Let's go from beginning. Okay, so you guys can see the screen? Good deal. Ah, now it tells me I'm sharing the screen. This is good. And taking just a second to boot up the PowerPoint presentation. And as long as I don't get a low on memory indicator or the thunderstorms that are outside knock out my internet, I'll be fine. And this is one of those embarrassing lulls during a WebEx meeting that we just try to get ready for the presentation because the computer's just thinking about things. Hi. It worked great in practice. Everything happened at a push of a button. Can you see the infinite time of waiting for something to load there on your screen too? Yay! As soon as that disappears, I think it might just start. Please disappear. Can you see in the control panel at the top of the screen that says that you're sharing your screen? No, you're not, but I am. I was just wondering if you could see my control panel as part of your view. No? Okay, it'd be right. Oh, okay. Ah, goodness. All right, I'm going to try there we go. PowerSoft is not responding. Yay! So let's close that. Well, now it comes up. It just said it wasn't responding. Close. And it did close. Okay. PowerPoint. And open file. And slideshow. All right. Now, you can't hear any of the audio, correct, from my presentation, so I'm going to have to read it. And let me let me record. Okay, now we're recording the presentation. St. Augustine has a lot of trivia attached to it. It's unique in many. There's many unique and curious pieces of trivia actually. The way before the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock, Spanish explorer Don Pedro Mendez de Alvarez landed ashore in 1565 in what is now St. Augustine, Florida. The Ponce de Leon Hotel was built in 1888 by Henry Flagler, and the installation of the power plant was overseen by Thomas Edison himself. The $9 billion a year citrus industry had its start in St. Augustine with orange orchards as early as 1579, and it's home to the Fountain of Youth Archaeological Park, which has been a tourist attraction since 1901. And St. Augustine is known as and maybe we'll go to the next screen here. St. Augustine is also known as one of the most haunted cities in America, which is not surprising considering it's the oldest city. It offers a wide variety of ghost tours, which makes it a fun way to learn history. And St. Augustine makes learning fun. It boasts about 20 museums, including Pirates Gulf and even a medieval torture museum. Potter's Wax Museum was first established Wax Museum in America, and scenes from the 1953 Vincent Price film House of Wax were filmed at its original location. The Ripley's Believe It or Not museums or auditoriums are always interesting, but the location in St. Augustine is housed in the old Warden Castle, which of course is haunted. And the St. Augustine Colonial Quarters is a living museum that just absolutely is fun to see. Then there's the area around St. Augustine that boasts 42 miles of beautiful beaches from the pristine coast of Ponte Verde to St. Augustine's lively surf. In addition to St. Augustine, Central Florida offers an incredible selection of major tourist destinations as well. And some of the things that this has to offer besides Disney's is Universal Studios and the SeaWorld Entertainment Complex, which includes Busch Gardens and Discovery Cove. And St. Augustine also has its share of affluent visitors as well. It's slightly under the national average when it comes to young couples with no children and smaller families. And St. Augustine offers fun and adventure for the entire family, from leisure scenic boat tours, historic tours, and an alligator farm to exciting zip line rides through the woods. And there's plenty of history in St. Augustine. Dating back to 1672, the Castillo de San Marcos was the oldest masonry fort in the United States. The St. Augustine Colonial Quarters is a living history museum. The Fountain of Youth Archaeological Park is a working archaeological